Prophet Muhammad, the last and final messenger of Allah, was born in Makkah in 570 CE into the Quraysh tribe, a noble and respected tribe in the Arabian Peninsula. His birth was marked by events that were deemed extraordinary, signaling the arrival of a man who would change the course of history. Muhammad's early life, however, was filled with hardship and loss, which laid the foundation for the wisdom and character he would display throughout his life. Even before his birth, there were omens of his greatness. His mother, Amina, reported a unique experience with the night of his birth. She saw a light that illuminated the palaces of Syria, a sign that something remarkable had occurred. Despite the miraculous signs surrounding his birth, Prophet Muhammad's early years were shaped by loss and adversity, marking the beginning of the remarkable wisdom he would later share with humanity. The loss of his parents, a lesson in empathy. At the time of Prophet Muhammad's birth, his father, Abdullah, had already passed away. This meant that Prophet Muhammad was raised without the presence of his father, a significant loss for a young child. His mother, Amina, raised him with love and care until the age of 6, when she too passed away. Left an orphan at such a tender age, Muhammad was entrusted to the care of his grandfather, Abdul Muttalib. Tragically, his grandfather passed away when the Prophet was just 8 years old, leaving him in the care of his uncle, Abu Talib. Despite the early losses he endured, Prophet Muhammad's life was marked by a profound sense of empathy, something that would later define his character. His own personal experiences with loss allowed him to connect deeply with those who were suffering, whether it was orphans, the poor, or the oppressed. His empathy became one of the key attributes of his leadership and is still an example for humanity today. The early years, the formation of a noble character. Muhammad's early years were not just filled with personal hardship, but also marked by the formation of his character. As a young boy, he was known for his honesty, integrity, and truthfulness, earning him the nickname Al-Amin, the trustworthy. Even before his prophethood, Muhammad's reputation for truth and fairness was well established, making him a respected figure in Makkah. His integrity in business dealings was particularly noteworthy. As a young man, he worked for Khadijah, a wealthy merchant widow, and proved himself to be an honest and diligent worker. Impressed by his character, Khadijah proposed marriage to him, making him the husband of one of Makkah's wealthiest and most respected women. This union was built on trust, mutual respect, and a shared commitment to righteousness. Through these early experiences, Muhammad, PBUH, developed a deep sense of justice, adl, and honesty, values that would define his leadership and mission as a prophet. His life was a reflection of moral values that transcended mere words, showing that true leadership comes from personal character. The first revelation, a call to wisdom. At the age of 40, Prophet Muhammad experienced the first revelation from Allah while meditating in the cave of Hira on the Mountain of Light. The angel Gabriel, appeared to him and commanded him to read, marking the beginning of a new chapter in his life and in the history of mankind. This was not just a personal transformation for Muhammad, PBUH, but the start of a message that would change the entire world. The first words revealed were, "Iqra," read, emphasizing the importance of knowledge and wisdom. This call for reflection and understanding was profound in its simplicity. The first revelation set the tone for the rest of his mission, urging people to seek knowledge, understand the world around them, and reflect on the signs of Allah. From this moment on, Prophet Muhammad's PBUH life was dedicated to spreading wisdom, justice, and compassion through the divine guidance he received. Despite the overwhelming nature of the first revelation, the Prophet exhibited calmness and clarity. His wisdom, in the face of this momentous event, demonstrated his innate ability to receive divine guidance with humility and composure. His reaction to the first revelation, where he sought solace in the embrace of his wife Khadija Ara, showcased his trust in Allah's wisdom and his deep connection to his faith. Challenges and trials. Wisdom in the face of rejection. The beginning. Prophet Muhammad's PBUH prophetic mission was not without its challenges. The people of Makkah, particularly the Quraysh leaders, rejected his message. They saw it as a threat to their power, status, and wealth. The early Muslims faced persecution, ridicule, and social ostracism, yet Prophet Muhammad PBUH remained steadfast in his mission. His response to this opposition was a testament to his wisdom and patience. During this period, Prophet Muhammad PBUH displayed an extraordinary level of sabr, patience, and perseverance. Rather than responding with anger or violence, he continued to spread the message of Islam peacefully, always choosing words of wisdom over confrontation. His patience in the face of adversity became a cornerstone of his leadership and a lesson for his followers. The wisdom of Prophet Muhammad PBUH also lay in his ability to maintain his integrity and truthfulness even when faced with intense personal and communal challenges. He did not compromise on his principles for the sake of popularity or personal gain. This unwavering commitment to truth, justice, and faith in the face of hardship remains one of his most enduring qualities. The seeds of wisdom have been planted. The early life of Prophet Muhammad PBUH was marked by profound wisdom, shaped by his experiences with loss, hardship, and perseverance. His personal integrity, honesty, and empathy laid the foundation for the prophetic mission that would bring about a transformation in the hearts of individuals and the structure of society. From his early years, Muhammad exemplified the virtues of justice, humility, and wisdom, setting the stage for the revolutionary message he would deliver to the world. The challenges he faced in his youth and early adulthood prepared him for the monumental responsibility of being the final messenger of Allah. His ability to endure hardship, maintain integrity, and respond with wisdom would later become the key traits of his leadership and guidance. His early life shows that true wisdom does not come from easy circumstances, but from the strength to face life's challenges with faith, patience, and resilience. A prophet's call to humanity. When Prophet Muhammad received the first revelation at the age of 40, his life took a momentous turn. This divine message marked the beginning of his prophethood and the launch of a mission that would forever change the course of human history. What followed was not just a series of speeches or commandments, but a life led by example, filled with lessons in wisdom, justice, mercy, and patience. His guidance was not restricted to theoretical teachings. It was exemplified in his actions, his relationships, and his enduring commitment to truth, justice, and mercy. The Prophet Muhammad's prophetic mission brought about profound transformations in the lives of individuals and the fabric of society. His leadership was not based on power wealth, or influence, but on the intrinsic values of righteousness, fairness, and love for humanity. In this section, we will explore the key life lessons he imparted during his prophetic mission, focusing on how these lessons continue to shape individuals and societies today. The start of his prophethood. Facing rejection with patience as Prophet Muhammad began preaching the message of Islam, he encountered intense resistance from the Quraysh, the ruling tribe of Makkah. They saw the new faith as a threat to their social order, power, and status. The rejection was not just verbal, but manifested in social and economic boycotts, physical persecution, and attempts to discredit him. Despite the harsh opposition, Prophet Muhammad responded with remarkable patience. Sabr. One of the earliest and most profound lessons he taught was the importance of enduring hardship for the sake of a higher cause. His response to the persecution was neither revenge nor despair, but an unwavering commitment to his mission. He continued to preach the message of Allah with kindness, humility, and a deep sense of trust in Allah's plan. His patience in the face of rejection was a testament to the power of inner strength and faith in divine wisdom. One key event during this period was the Year of Sorrow, when Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, lost his beloved wife Khadija Ara and his uncle Abu Talib, who had both been his greatest supporters. The death of these two individuals left him vulnerable, but it also gave him the opportunity to reflect deeply on the transient nature of life and the importance of relying on Allah. During this time, his faith remained unshaken, and his wisdom in navigating the pain of loss became a guiding light for others facing hardship, justice, and equality, a message for all of humanity. One of the most profound aspects of Prophet Muhammad's PBUH message was his emphasis on justice, adl, and equality. In a society rife with inequalities where the rich oppressed the poor, and women had little to no rights, his teachings revolutionized societal norms. He challenged the existing social order, advocating for the fair treatment of all people, regardless of their status, race, or gender. Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, declared that all humans are equal in the eyes of Allah, with their worth determined only by their piety and good deeds. This radical message shattered the social hierarchies of the time. He emphasized that a person's value was not determined by wealth or social class, but by their character and adherence to the principles of faith. His actions were a testament to this belief, as he treated everyone with equal respect, whether they were rich or poor, powerful or powerless. One significant example of his commitment to justice can be found in his treatment of Bilal ibn Rabah, a former slave who became one of the Prophet's most trusted companions. Bilal was an African man who had been enslaved due to his faith in Islam. Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, not only freed him, but also made him the first muezzin, the one who calls people to prayer, a role of great honor and responsibility. This act of justice demonstrated his belief in the equality of all individuals, regardless of their background. Kindness and mercy, the foundation of Islamic leadership. Throughout his life, Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, displayed unparalleled kindness and mercy toward others, even those who wronged him. One of the most profound lessons he taught was the power of mercy over vengeance. Even in the face of extreme hostility, Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, chose forgiveness. His actions were always rooted in compassion, and he made mercy the cornerstone of his leadership. The most famous example of this mercy was seen during the conquest of Makkah, when the Prophet, PBUH, returned to the city that had once persecuted him and his followers. Upon entering Makkah victorious, the Prophet, PBUH, forgave all his enemies, declaring, "There is no reproach upon you today." This act of forgiveness was a powerful message that mercy should prevail over anger and resentment. In his daily interactions, Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, exhibited kindness not just to his companions, but to everyone he encountered, including animals and the environment. His treatment of his wives, children, and even strangers was rooted in a deep sense of empathy and gentleness. His kindness was not limited to those who followed him, but extended to all of humanity, demonstrating that true leadership is about serving others and treating them with respect and dignity. Wisdom of leadership. Leading by example. Prophet Muhammad was not a leader who demanded loyalty through fear or coercion. Instead, his leadership was based on the principle of leading by example. He lived his life in accordance with the values he preached, making his actions the clearest manifestation of his teachings. His humility, generosity, and selflessness set him apart as a leader who embodied the very principles he advocated for in the Battle of Uhud. When the Muslims faced defeat, the Prophet, PBUH, did not blame his followers. Instead, he acknowledged the human shortcomings that led to the setback and turned the event into a teaching moment. He showed that true leadership requires accountability, humility, and the ability to learn from mistakes. His wisdom in leadership lay in his ability to guide his followers with patience, empathy, and integrity, ensuring they understood that leadership was not about personal gain, but about serving others. Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, also encouraged consultation with his companions, emphasizing that leadership should be based on collaboration and mutual respect. He established the principle of shura, consultation, in decision-making, showing that wisdom comes from collective input and that every individual's opinion should be valued. The role of women. Empowerment and rights in Islam in a society where women were often treated as property. Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, raised the status of women to unprecedented heights. His teachings granted women rights in inheritance and education, which was revolutionary at the time. He honored women and ensured they had a voice in society, making it clear that their worth was not determined by their gender. One of the most notable examples of this empowerment was his relationship with his first wife, Khadijah. She was a strong, independent woman who played a crucial role in the early days of Islam. Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, not only respected her, but also sought her counsel in matters of great importance. Her support and strength were pivotal in the early days of Islam, and the Prophet's PBUH respect for her is a testament to his commitment to empowering women. Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, also emphasized the importance of education for women. He encouraged both men and women to seek knowledge, stating that seeking knowledge is obligatory for every Muslim. This inclusive approach to education and personal growth laid the foundation for the eventual empowerment of women in Islamic society. The everlasting legacy of wisdom, the wisdom of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, was not confined to the moments of his life but continues to resonate with humanity today. His message of justice, mercy, equality, and compassion continues to inspire individuals and societies around the world. His leadership was rooted in service to others, and his teachings offer a timeless guide for anyone seeking to live a life of integrity and purpose. The lessons he imparted through his mission, the importance of patience, justice, kindness, and humility are as relevant today as they were more than 1,400 years ago. His life exemplified the principles he preached, and his actions set a standard for leadership, making him the greatest example for humanity to follow. Through his wisdom, Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, not only transformed his society but also left an indelible mark on the hearts and minds of individuals across generations. His legacy continues to guide us, reminding us that true greatness lies not in power or wealth, but in living a life of virtue, kindness, and service to others. The Prophet's PBUH exemplary character, Prophet Muhammad, is often regarded as the paragon of human virtue. His life was a perfect model of kindness, patience, humility, and wisdom, qualities that he exhibited not just in public, but in his personal interactions as well. His relationships with his family, companions, and even his enemies provide profound lessons in leadership, empathy, and righteousness. The wisdom embedded in these personal traits offers timeless guidance for us to live by. The Prophet's PBUH life shows us that true leadership is not about power or control, but about embodying the qualities of compassion, justice, and service to others. His personal relationships were grounded in the principles of respect, trust, and love, serving as a guide for all to follow. In this section, we will explore his character traits and how his relationships with those around him offer deep lessons for humanity. The Prophet's wisdom in family life. One of the most striking aspects of Prophet Muhammad's PBUH life was his relationship with his family. He was not only a prophet and leader, but also a loving husband, father, and grandfather. His personal life was a model of care, compassion, and mutual respect. His relationships with his wives and children reflect the profound wisdom he shared about family values, respect, and compassion. His relationship with his wife, Khadija, Prophet Muhammad's PBUH marriage to Khadija was founded on mutual respect, love, and partnership. Khadija, a successful and independent businesswoman, was also the first person to believe in the Prophet's message and support him in his mission. She provided emotional, financial, and spiritual support during the difficult early years of his prophethood. Despite facing social and economic hardships, their marriage was marked by mutual respect and trust. The Prophet's PBUH love for Khadija remained unwavering even after her death, showing that true love is built on respect and mutual support. The Prophet's PBUH deep respect for Khadija teaches us that family should be a source of emotional strength and support. His respect and love for her also exemplified the importance of appreciating and honoring your spouse, a key lesson that remains vital for maintaining healthy relationships today. His treatment of his daughters. Prophet Muhammad's PBUH relationship with his daughters, particularly Fatima was another example of his deep respect and love for his family. Fatima, the youngest of his daughters, was often described as the most beloved to the Prophet, PBUH. The Prophet's PBUH affection for Fatima, Ra, was evident in his actions, and he treated her with great care and kindness. He would rise when she entered the room, showing her respect as a woman, and would often ask her about her well-being. His treatment of Fatima, Ra, teaches us the importance of showing love, respect, and care for our children, especially daughters, and recognizing their intrinsic worth. The Prophet's PBUH respect for his daughters also set a powerful example in a society where the birth of a daughter was sometimes not as celebrated as the birth of a son. Through his actions, the Prophet PBUH elevated the status of women and daughters in society. Prophet Muhammad's PBUH relationships with companions, building unity and trust. The Prophet Muhammad was not just a leader in the traditional sense. He was a compassionate guide who forged deep bonds with his companions. His relationships with his companions, Sahaba, were founded on mutual trust, respect, and a shared commitment to the cause of Islam. His wisdom in handling these relationships was one of the key factors in the success of his mission. The importance of consultation. Shura, one of the most important aspects of the Prophet's PBUH leadership, was his practice of consultation, Shura. He would regularly consult his companions before making major decisions, whether related to warfare, governance, or community matters. The Prophet's PBUH willingness to listen to others and seek their counsel demonstrated humility and a recognition of the value of collective wisdom. The practice of Shura emphasizes that no leader should make decisions in isolation. True leadership involves listening to others, considering their opinions, and making decisions that benefit the community as a whole. This principle remains an essential lesson for leaders today, whether in personal relationships or in governance. The example of Abu Bakr, Ra, and Umar, Ria, the relationships between the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, and his closest companions, especially Abu Bakr, Ra, and Umar, Ra, were marked by deep trust and mutual respect. Abu Bakr, Ra, the first caliph of Islam, was the Prophet's closest confidant and the one who stood by him in times of difficulty. He was known for his unwavering loyalty, integrity, and selflessness. Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, trusted Abu Bakr with the task of leading the Muslims during the Prophet's PBUH last pilgrimage. Umar, another close companion, was known for his strength, decisiveness, and commitment to justice. His relationship with the Prophet, PBUH, was characterized by mutual respect and a shared vision for Islam. The Prophet, PBUH, guided Umar to adopt wisdom, patience, and fairness in his leadership. The relationships between the Prophet, PBUH, and his companions show that trust and respect are fundamental to any successful partnership, whether personal or professional. The Prophet, PBUH, treated his companions as equals and valued their contributions to the Muslim community. The Prophet's PBUH treatment of his enemies, wisdom in dealing with hostility, perhaps one of the most profound aspects of Prophet Muhammad's PBUH personal wisdom, was his ability to maintain his integrity and compassion even in the face of hostility. Throughout his life, the Prophet, PBUH, faced tremendous opposition from his enemies, Yet he always responded with wisdom, mercy, and patience. The conquest of Makkah. Forgiveness over revenge. The conquest of Makkah is one of the most notable events that demonstrates the Prophet's PBUH wisdom in dealing with his enemies. After years of persecution, he entered Makkah victorious, yet he chose to forgive his enemies instead of seeking revenge. The Prophet PBUH famously declared, "There is no reproach upon you today," showing mercy to those who had wronged him. This act of forgiveness became a powerful lesson in forgiving those who wrong us, even when we have the power to seek retribution. The Prophet's PBUH decision to forgive his enemies exemplified the strength of his character and the wisdom of responding to hostility with compassion. The example of the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. The Treaty of Hudaybiyah was another example of the Prophet's PBUH wisdom in handling hostility. Despite the treaty being seemingly disadvantageous to the Muslims, the Prophet PBUH agreed to it in order to avoid further conflict and to create space for peace. His decision was grounded in the wisdom of long-term goals over short-term victories. This event teaches us the importance of patience and strategic thinking. Even in the face of apparent setbacks, the Prophet's wisdom in governance, serving the people in addition to his personal relationships. Prophet Muhammad PBUH demonstrated remarkable wisdom in governance and leadership. His approach to ruling was rooted in service to the people, prioritizing justice, fairness, and the welfare of the community. His leadership was characterized by humility, accountability, and a deep sense of responsibility for the well-being of his followers. The Constitution of Medina, one of the most significant examples of the Prophet's PBUH governance, was the Constitution of Medina, a document that established the rights and responsibilities of the people in the newly established Islamic State. The Constitution emphasized the importance of justice, equality, and mutual cooperation among the diverse tribes of Medina. It laid the groundwork for a society based on fairness and unity, where the welfare of all members, regardless of their religion or background, was a priority. This document remains a timeless model of governance that emphasizes the importance of establishing just and fair systems for the benefit of all, a timeless model for humanity. The personal traits and relationships of Prophet Muhammad PBUH offer profound lessons that remain relevant to us today. His kindness, wisdom, patience, and humility were not just theoretical ideals, but were demonstrated in his daily interactions. Whether with his family, companions, or even his enemies, the Prophet PBUH exemplified how we should treat others with respect, justice, and compassion. His wisdom in handling personal relationships, leadership, and governance shows that true greatness lies not in power or status, but in service to others. Prophet Muhammad PBUH remains a model for humanity, offering timeless guidance on how to lead a life of integrity, wisdom, and compassion. His personal example continues to inspire millions of people around the world, reminding us that the path to true leadership is through humility, service, and selflessness. A legacy that transcends time, the life of Prophet Muhammad continues to have a profound impact on the world, shaping individuals and societies even more than 1,400 years after his passing. His wisdom embodied in his teachings, actions, and personal example has transcended time and geographical boundaries, remaining a source of guidance for millions around the world. The legacy of Prophet Muhammad is not merely confined to the historical period in which he lived. Rather, it is a living legacy that continues to inspire and guide humanity. Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, left a comprehensive system of life that touched every aspect of human existence: spiritual, social, political, and economic. His wisdom is not confined to specific moments or particular circumstances, but provides a timeless framework for personal growth, societal justice, and global peace. In this section, we explore the lasting impact of Prophet Muhammad's PBUH wisdom on the world, how his teachings continue to shape our understanding of leadership, justice, mercy, and humanity, and why his legacy is so enduring. The enduring impact of the Prophet's PBUH teachings on Islamic society. When Prophet Muhammad passed away in 632 CE, he left behind a community that was deeply rooted in the principles of Islam. His teachings laid the foundation for the development of an Islamic society that upheld the values of justice, mercy, and compassion. The early generations of Muslims, inspired by his wisdom, worked tirelessly to establish an ideal society based on the values he taught. One of the greatest impacts of the Prophet's PBUH teachings was the establishment of a just society. The just society. The principles of justice, Adl, were enshrined in Islamic law, Sharia, ensuring that the rights of individuals, regardless of their social status, gender, or background, were protected. The Prophet's PBUH example of treating everyone equally, whether rich or poor, noble or humble, became the cornerstone of the Islamic social structure. The Prophet's vision of a just society continues to be a model for modern societies. The idea that all individuals should be treated with dignity, fairness, and respect, regardless of their circumstances, remains one of the most powerful legacies of his mission. The impact of this vision is seen in the charitable practices of Muslims, the establishment of institutions like schools and hospitals, and the emphasis on social welfare that the global spread of Islam. Wisdom beyond borders. Prophet Muhammad's PBUH influence extended far beyond the Arabian Peninsula. After his passing, his companions and followers spread Islam to regions across the world, from Spain in the west to India in the east. As Islam spread, it carried with it the wisdom of the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, shaping cultures, governments, and societies in ways that continue to affect the world today. In the centuries following his death, Islamic empires emerged, such as the Umayyad, Abbasid, and Ottoman empires, all of which were influenced by the Prophet's teachings on justice, knowledge, and governance. The wisdom of Prophet Muhammad shaped the political, economic, and social structures of these empires, and their contributions to art, science, medicine, and philosophy were often grounded in Islamic principles. Even today, the influence of Islam can be seen in the diverse cultures of Muslim-majority countries. The legacy of the Prophet is reflected in the cultural, intellectual, and spiritual contributions of Muslim societies, which continue to shape global thought and practice. The Prophet's emphasis on education, mercy, justice, and human dignity remains a source of inspiration for Muslims and non-Muslims alike, providing a moral and ethical framework for modern society. The wisdom of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, in modern leadership. One of the most remarkable aspects of Prophet Muhammad's PBUH legacy is his model of leadership. His approach to leadership was not based on force or coercion, but on wisdom, empathy, and service. His leadership style continues to inspire modern leaders, as it is grounded in principles of justice, compassion, humility, and consultation. Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, led not by wielding power over others, but by exemplifying the very values he preached. He was a servant leader focused on the well-being of his followers. His leadership was based on the idea that true leaders are those who serve their people, guiding them with wisdom, fairness, and patience. This type of leadership is seen in various fields today, from political governance to corporate leadership. As leaders around the world turn to the Prophet's example for inspiration. In times of conflict, Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, demonstrated strategic wisdom, prioritizing peace over war and reconciliation over division. His decisions were grounded in the welfare of the community and his ability to make wise, compassionate decisions in moments of crisis is a model for contemporary leadership. His legacy continues to influence leaders who strive to lead with justice, integrity, and empathy. The universal appeal of Prophet Muhammad's PBUH teachings. While Prophet Muhammad was the messenger of Allah to the Muslims, his teachings have universal appeal. His message was not limited to a particular time or place, but was meant to guide all of humanity toward a better way of life. The Prophet, PBUH, emphasized the importance of universal values such as justice, peace, respect for others, and the pursuit of knowledge that resonate with people of all cultures and faiths. The Prophet's teachings continue to be a source of moral guidance for Muslims and non-Muslims alike. His emphasis on tolerance, interfaith dialogue, and human dignity has inspired movements for social justice and peace across the world. His wisdom is reflected in the global efforts to promote human rights, equality, and freedom. In the modern world, where issues of conflict, injustice, and inequality persist, the Prophet's teachings offer a timeless framework for addressing these challenges. His message of peaceful coexistence and compassion for all of humanity provides a blueprint for building more inclusive, just, and harmonious societies. The role of the Quran, preserving the wisdom of the Prophet. One of the most significant ways in which the wisdom of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, has been preserved is through the Quran, the holy book revealed to him by Allah. The Quran not only serves as a spiritual guide, but also as a moral and ethical framework for personal and societal conduct. It contains profound wisdom that addresses every aspect of life, spiritual, social, political, and personal. The Quran reflects the timeless wisdom of the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, and his message to humanity. Its teachings on justice, mercy, equality, patience, and compassion continue to guide Muslims and others seeking a path of righteousness and moral integrity. The Quran is a living testament to the wisdom of the Prophet, PBUH, and its teachings continue to inspire millions around the world. In addition to the Quran, the Hadith, the sayings and actions of the Prophet, PBUH, also play a critical role in preserving his wisdom. These teachings, which cover everything from personal conduct to matters of statecraft, are a valuable source of guidance for Muslims seeking to live according to the principles laid out by the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH. The Prophet's legacy in contemporary Muslim communities. The legacy of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, continues to shape contemporary Muslim communities around the world. His teachings form the foundation of Islamic practices and provide guidance for how Muslims should live their daily lives. From the 5 pillars of Islam: faith, prayer, charity, fasting, and pilgrimage, to the ethical principles of honesty, integrity, and compassion, the legacy of the Prophet, PBUH, remains central to the practice of Islam. In the modern world, where Muslim communities are spread across diverse cultures and societies, the wisdom of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, serves as a unifying force. His teachings continue to inspire Muslims to work for social justice, peace, and the betterment of society. His legacy is seen in the efforts of individuals and organizations working to alleviate poverty, promote education, and advocate for human rights. The timeless legacy of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, the life and wisdom of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, continue to inspire and guide humanity. His legacy, rooted in the principles of justice, mercy, compassion, and wisdom, transcends time and place. The values he espoused remain as relevant today as they were over 1,400 years ago. His example continues to serve as a model for how to lead a life of righteousness, compassion, and integrity. The enduring impact of Prophet Muhammad's PBUH wisdom is evident in the global spread of Islam, the teachings of the Quran, and the practices of Muslims around the world. His teachings continue to provide guidance on how to live a life of moral integrity, serve others, and strive for justice and peace. His legacy is a living testament to the timeless wisdom that continues to shape individuals and societies for the betterment of humanity